Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. As you can see, I have kept my promise. We are back from the new studio. I just spent an entire day of setting the studio up so that I can record, because I promised you guys I will be back. And we are back with better everything. We are back with better audio. We are back with better video. And we are back with the usual high quality production that you are used to on this channel. Excuse me for the last 2 or 3 videos that I just recorded on my MacBook. But those 3 videos have gotten me back into a mood of recording new content again for you guys. It has worked. It has fulfilled its purpose. And actually, I really enjoyed it to record something with minimal equipment that gave me the freedom of being more spontaneous. Also, in the content that I have created, it's more of a spontaneous nature, and I quite liked it. And now I went ahead and reset up the entire studio. I have a light. I have, well, everything what we need so far to get started. And yeah, I think that's what we're just gonna do. In case you are wondering, you just see half of my screen here basically is because I'm on a 49-inch monitor, and I can just share half of my screen, otherwise you wouldn't see anything. So I'm on macOS. I switched when I started my development job. I think I switched from Windows to macOS. I'm still using Windows, although just for gaming and some creative stuff. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for the intro. I want to continue to work on the Linktree clone that we have just recently refactored. We changed the design a bit, but if you have watched that video, I was testing afterwards and I actually found quite a few issues. It was performing very poorly. Actually, it even managed to completely suck up my CPU usage out of whatever reason. I suspect it was this glowing orb effect that we implemented. So I simplified things quite a bit. After shooting the video, I will show you how that looks like in a second and what I'm actually talking about. But I decided to do a little bit more refinement because I kind of left it in a poor state, and I don't want to leave it in a poor state. So I thought I make a second follow-up video on that, and I show you guys how I would approach refactoring and redesigning something that I have built years and years ago. I already cut into that in the first video, but now I will show you how I use Cloud agents, how I use Claude Code to help me with designing stuff. I already have some ideas in my head, and I will take you through the process. I hope we can make some progress today and actually wrap that up, because I don't want to touch it anytime soon again, so we can focus on some other projects. All right, I think that's enough for the intro. Sorry, it was a bit long, but I wanted to explain why I'm basically changing location every video. Now we are settled in the new studio and we are ready to go. So let's do just that. Okay, first up, of course, we are going to open VS Code. I'm gonna quickly walk you through the app. So what we did last time was we updated the design, of course. I'll show you how that looks in a second. And we also went ahead and updated all the dependencies. I think we were on React 17, on Next 13. So we went to Next 15 and React 19, which is the latest version currently. And we also updated all the other dependencies that we were able to update. And to run that, we do npm run dev, since it's Next.js. And now I'm quickly going to show you just how that looks like. And yeah, that's basically how the app looks like. It's like literally a Linktree clone that I built for myself. And the last time, in the last video, if you want to rewatch that, go ahead. We upgraded the design to look a little bit like the new Apple Glass UI. So, but as I said, it was like a very short refactor, and I'm not quite satisfied with how that looks. It's a little bit clunky. It's too big. It doesn't fit well together somehow, in my opinion. I just want to make it better. It also doesn't look very good on mobile. So it's very huge buttons and clunky, and the font is sometimes bugging out. Here also you can see that the text is missing, or it's like somehow delayed. So I want to do that. I want to upgrade it to look better and just maybe just discard the glass style. So that's what we're gonna do. And how to do that is we are going to use Shadcn. So we are going to create an agent that is a Shadcn expert that has also access, of course, to the documentation. So we are going to use Shadcn components, and we just see how far we will get with that. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to open Claude Code. Last time we had created a few agents that help us with migrating the project to the latest versions, a dependency, upgrade, specialist agent, whatever. I went ahead and deleted them, and I think the only agent we have currently left is the senior code reviewer that we will invoke every time basically we are ready to make a new pull request, or we have some major changes and we want somebody to review it that does not have the current context of the conversation completely. So it's a thing what I usually do. I always have a senior code reviewer. Okay, so then I think the first thing we do is we create a new agent, and we create a project-based agent, and we generate it with Claude. Then we tell it you are an expert in Shadcn. You have full access to the docs at the URL of Shadcn, and you are responsible for designing everything UI related using Shadcn components. Always make sure you use the latest version of Shadcn. Okay. I think that's pretty much all we need when it comes to instructions for that agent. I think it should be sufficient. And as of now, we don't even have Shadcn added to our project. So that's going to be one of the first things we're going to do. Claude is now adding the agent configuration. We allow it access to all tools, and we just have access to Sonnet since I'm on the $20 plan. And then we give it a go, and that's that. Okay, so what we're gonna do first, let's look at our application again. I need to manage my screen real estate here. So yeah, as you can see, with what do we start? I think we start with please set up the latest version of Shadcn. That's the first thing what we're gonna do. And now it should simply run npm add Shadcn or something. I don't think it has any special requirements. Let's see in the docs. Installation, Next.js, at latest, okay. So it already invoked the Shadcn UI designer, who should know how to install Shadcn. It's a bit unnecessary, I think. Well, he's the expert, so of course it's invoking him to even do the installation. But we could of course do that manually with just one line of code, but it's actually a good thing that it's checking if there are some dependency issues, that we have everything what we need. For example, we probably need Lucid React. Let's see what else we have there. Now it's doing npx Shadcn at latest. So we do yes. And it should be done rather quick. All right. Now it's adjusting the path, so I allow it to always do that. Okay, and now it's doing Shadcn init yes once again. Probably something wasn't working before. Yeah, okay. What the hell is it doing now? Initialize Shadcn UI piped responses. Okay, I have no idea what that is. But let's just roll with it. Now it's updating the Tailwind CSS config. And then if all goes well, our project should still be running locally. It's a little bit slow now. It usually is faster. We are now at the time where the Americans wake up. So that's usually around 4 p.m. German time. And that's also when Claude gets much, much slower than when I use it in the morning, for instance. I don't know what it's even doing that long. To be honest, it should be a rather straightforward process. It's literally just pnpm or npm shadcn at latest init. That's pretty much it. Now it's making a lib directory for the utilities, which should also happen automatically. Created a components.js file as well. I think that's that was created automatically during the init process. And now it's trying to add a button to test if it's working, I assume. Okay, that should pop up in the UI folder. Yep. That's good. And now it's maybe even implementing it somewhere to test it. Oh, it's actually running a build. So maybe it already has implemented it somewhere. It created a Shadcn test file. That's interesting. All right. Well, in the meanwhile, let's check out how a link tree actually currently looks like. I haven't looked at it in a very long time. So it's just, kind of like a, I don't know, Spotify-ish looking UI. Okay. Well, it's fairly simple. I think maybe we even overdid it a little bit, and we should make it a little bit more minimalistic, because currently it's very, very fancy and very flashy, which I'm not sure I even want to have. So we might even simplify things. I quite like the looks of that. Everything is really, really minimalistic, but brings the point across. So let's see. How the hell did it use 50,000 tokens by installing Shadcn? That's crazy. Should have done that myself. Next time I'm doing it myself. Maybe we have to pause the video because we lost all of our, or we used up all of our Claude tokens by installing Shadcn. Okay. And we don't have Next.js 13, by the way. That's something is very weird. It did something very weird. I'm actually going to check what happens when I run that command. Okay. Okay. So we would need to remove that file. Since I don't really care, we're just gonna roll with it. And let's hit pnpm dev. It didn't even mention anything about the Shadcn test file that it has created. That is really weird. But whatever. I'm not sure if it's a page. Shadcn test. I think it just implemented that to add the button and see if it's still building. Because this is not in the pages folder, so it's actually just a UI component. But maybe we can go and import that. So we have our home content. I actually haven't looked at the app in quite a while after the refactor, so I'm not entirely sure where everything is located, but this looks like, yeah, there are the links and everything. So we can go ahead and import the Shadcn test and just, we should be able to throw it in here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So it even added a glass morphism card. So that's how the cards would look like using Shadcn. So yeah, maybe we can even keep the glass thing, but make it more minimalistic. I think for the first try, we should just do that. All right, so I'm gonna delete this, and yeah, it has a card and a button. which we can leave for now. It doesn't really matter. And then we're going to go ahead, and the first thing I do is I'm going to clear the context. So I don't need the information that we just installed Shadcn, but actually before that, let's say add to memory that we installed Shadcn. And we put it in the project memory, so it's updating the CloudMD file automatically in the background. And now we are going to clear the context because we don't need that info. Next thing, we are going to redesign, well, everything really. But let's start with the home content thing. I guess here it is. There are the links, and this is how they are currently displayed. You can see I don't know what it did last time. It added a lot of keyframe stuff and like style JSX tags for this glass effect, and I really want to get rid of that because it's ugly as hell. So we are going to do that. Your task, let's hit planning mode first. So we hit Shift and Tab to open plan mode. That's what I usually do in Claude Code to, well, look what I actually, or reread what I actually want to do. So I usually use plan mode for all larger tasks. It will then create a plan, and I'm able to reread that plan and go back and forth with it until I'm satisfied with the plan that it comes up. Probably you will hear me explaining that in every video because it's a really important part, and I don't want to leave it out for somebody who hasn't watched any of the previous videos. So we are in plan mode, and now we're going to tell it to, your task is to refactor / redesign the links section using Shadcn and glass morphism. Think minimalistic plus glass morphism. Simplify where possible. I think that's it. Let's hit it and see what it comes up with in terms of the plan. I'm not sure if it's invoking the Shadcn agent right away for the plan mode. I think it will only invoke it in execution mode, but maybe it will collaborate it. And here's even written, use agents to create context efficient. Okay, it has, Claude Code has tips now, like in a MMO or something, where when there's a loading screen, you get some tips. That's pretty cool. So it's reading the card file and it's reading the button file if it can use that. Now it's reading the CSS files and stuff like that. So I think we're just gonna let it work, and we're gonna check what it will come up with. There's the plan. So it analyzes the current state. So it's complex, 150 lines with multiple glass layers. Yep, exactly. That's bullshit. So we don't need that. And the refactor approach is minimalist and clean. Leverage Shadcn components with existing glass utilities. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to tell us exactly what it's going to do. I just went over it and it all looks fine to me. And it says it's 80% less code, which is great. Should have better maintainability and performance improvements. Yada, 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 whatever. Let's go. Yes, and auto accept edits. So we're going to let it implement these changes according to the plan. Now it's probably going to invoke the agent and it's going to go through all of the changes, and we're going to be back once he's done. Okay, it says it refactored the links section successfully. Let's hit refresh and see what it came up with. Maybe nothing. Oh, there we go. Okay. So it seems like it used the cards that are already been there, the glass morphism card example thing that it created earlier. And it actually does look cleaner. I like the edges much more than before. The shades are really nice too. And overall, that looks quite good, I think. We can even go ahead and pull up the link tree the live link tree thing. So we see how it looks compared to that. I'm sorry for dragging the things around here because I haven't set up my shortcuts yet to do that automatically. But as you can see, it already looks a lot cleaner. The shades are better. There is this kind of weird backdrop thing is gone, which is cool. So I'm pretty happy with that so far. It looks cool, looks nice and clean. Let's check the mobile view, if it scales nicely. Oh, it doesn't, but it seems to be an issue with the refresh when I switch to mobile, because if I refresh, it usually looks fine. And that actually does look good in my opinion. I think that's cool. Next thing, obviously, we need to tackle are those support and the community thing. So let's do just that. I'm going to close this one again, and I'm gonna pull that one over here again so we can have it open on the side. All right, okay. So we are satisfied with that. And then we tell it to also upgrade the support. Now go and update the support area in the same fashion. Also make it a little less prominent on mobile. All right. Now I don't use plan mode anymore because it already has the plan and the context from the previous task, and it actually knows what to do. So that should be a fairly easy refactor for the tool. So that should be done rather quickly. Let's let it work and check back once it's done. Okay, that has also been finished. Let's give it a go. I think it took that less prominent a little bit too serious. It gave it some shading, but nah. Revert the low opacity on the support section. See if it gets that. It's really slow today, so every request is quite taking much longer than I wished for. Camera just bugged out there. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm just gonna remove that for now. I'm still meddling with the setup, and it's not all perfect yet, so excuse that. Let's see, it usually goes very quickly, but even for this change, it takes a long time. It just shows you how heavily used Claude is at this very moment. Be faster. We just wanted to make this a very quick video, and now it's turning into a very long one. Even we just do minimal adjustments, and it seemed like it already finished, but maybe we need to restart the dev server. Should be working when I see the change. Oh yeah, it removed the opacity thing. Okay, so that looks pretty dope. I like it. It's still a separation there between the support and join thing, so it's still more prominent than the other links. And yeah, I think that looks pretty cool so far. I really like the hover effects. So for me, it's an improvement. It's a little bit more minimalistic. I'm not sure what to do about the background if we just leave it as it is. I kind of like the cyberpunky feel of it. But let's see what we can do next. So next up, we are going to rework the social links. And we're just gonna tell it rework the social links in the same fashion. Make sure they are optimized for mobile. Was a big issue with the last refactor with the fancy effects that we have been using because that was not scaling well on mobile. We had some sparkling effects that were really cool, but it was just over the top, and it just was focusing on those effects and bringing as many fancy effects as possible in it, but it neglected the mobile responsiveness. So I had to rework that as well, and I'm not happy how it looks like currently. I mean, it's okay, but it's, yeah, it could be, it should fit more into the new design that we have there now. So let's let it work on that. Oh yeah, cool. I like it. It's more of a squared form than round. I like that much better already. And it is indeed very minimalistic, and it fits very well to the shape of those larger boxes there. It's running a build to make sure everything is still working fine, which means we need to reload the dev server once more. Let's see how that scales. Well, it pretty much stays the same size, I would say, which is fine for me. And it looks fine on mobile too, so why put more work into it than necessary if we can just leave it as it is? I think it looks pretty good. So, okay, that's done. And next, let's rework this name thing. I don't even know where it is. I think it's on the avatar. It should be on the avatar component. Let's see, picture, and there it is. Okay, cool. Now also rework the avatar component to make everything fit together. Let's see what it comes up with there. All right, I'm back, and it seems like it has done it. Let's hit it. Oh my god, yeah, that's the one thing I don't like. I like the shape of the new button. That looks cool. The avatar image in square form doesn't really fit. Make it round again, please. Why do I say please? I don't know. Just a habit. Just a habit. That should be a rather quick fix. But then overall, I think I'm satisfied with how it looks. It's definitely an improvement over the live version, I would say. We're going to have a look at that in a second. And I think then I went way over the time that I wanted to spend with this video again, because the things take longer than they're supposed to. Usually when I do this stuff in the morning, it's much faster and more responsive, and I get the answers and the results much quicker. Now I'm already sitting here like almost 1.5 hours for those few changes that should take no more than maybe 15 minutes. But that's how it is. And we are also playing around with a new recording setup, so there's that as well. Whatever, it's just a test video more or less if the new setup is working. And I thought that's a cool thing that we can wrap up so we don't leave it in a half finished state, because that's what I really don't like. Okay, it did some changes there again, and it's bugging out because it ran a build. Let's see what it came up with. It's still not round, so it didn't do that. It's still square. Come on, man, fix it. Cannot be that hard. Rest still looks cool. Looks good. Let's see what it actually doesn't get there. It should be a fairly easy fix. It's using this card again, so maybe that's why it's not working, because the property to make it round is maybe different than in Tailwind. So let's see if it can manage to fix it on its own. And by the way, guys, let me know if I should explain more of the things that I'm doing, or if the video gets too slow otherwise. Now it figured it out. I'm not really sure how to approach these things yet when it comes to this AI supported content. Okay, I like it. It's good. So let me know any suggestions that you might have in the comments if you want to learn more, or if I should go into more detail in certain things, if you want to have a beginner video and so on. Just let me know. Okay. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. It's nicely zooming in a little bit. The only thing what I still don't like that much are the buttons where it says like YouTube, my blog and stuff. So I would say we clear the context, and I would say this is the last thing we are going to do. Because we did definitely enough changes already for one pull request. But let's do this. So let's go to the links section, and let's say, I think I just cleared the context. I don't know why it came up again up there. Redesign the actual, what is that? Is it a button? The actual buttons on the links component. Example, my blog, YouTube, etc. Also remove the end of sentence dots. I don't even know why they are there. Make it minimal and fit to the rest of the design. Consult the Shadcn expert. All right, let's hit it. And once that is done, that's somehow the last thing that's like hitting me in the eye in a negative way. It somehow doesn't really fit to the like a more squared design of the rest, if that makes sense. So let's finish that up and then see the final result, hopefully. Okay, there was a little error. It messed up something. I fixed it, and it removed the stuff, the rounded buttons, and now it actually looks pretty cool, I think. It looks much more integrated and much cleaner. So I'm not sure about the emojis. I leave them for now because I really don't care about them. I think it's fine. But for the rest of it, I think I'm pretty happy with the result so far. And I think that's what we are going to use in our final version. Let's give the original a comparison to the new one. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments which one you like better. I definitely like the right one better. The left one just looks a little bit clunky and like messed up. It's more prominent. Maybe I changed the font sizes a little bit that they scale better. But I think it's perfectly fine. It's in the end, it's a Linktree clone, and it does what it should do. And yeah, especially the social icons, they look much cleaner and better, in my opinion. And I think we made it look more like the actual Apple glass design than the previous example or the previous version. So I'm going to deploy that now, and I think then we're gonna end up the video. By the way, I just figured out that you probably couldn't even see the social icons because my camera was in front of it most of the time. So I hope you got to see it a little bit. I just put it out for a sec that you can see it. Yeah, I think that being said, a little bit of a messed up video because I didn't really plan it out. But as I said, it's more of a test for the new recording setup and stuff like that. And I'm happy. I'm happy with the outcome. We did some work, we got forward, we improved something, so that's never wasted time in my opinion. And I will keep recording as many videos as I possibly can. And I really would like or would appreciate if you guys let me know what content you would like to see. If you want more in-depth beginner tutorials when it comes to using Claude Code or other AI coding tools, or what my editor setup looks like, what my coding workflow looks like, which I pretty much show in every video anyway. But just let me know what you guys are interested in. And until then, I will just continue to build stuff live and on the go. And we will just, create new stuff, create new products, and refactor old ones as well. So I hope you guys like that. If you did, make sure to subscribe. Still, most of the viewers are not subscribed, and we need to crack those 40,000 very soon. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Until then.